So this guy is back again. Now he's on the car, jumping on it, the car that he sold to some people. And now he is on the car. Call the cops. Call the cops again. So I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on here, right? This is like my first day back in LA, and I'm like going from like the chill beach town to like this shit. Weird. I go to sleep, right? I wake up to a phone call on my phone at 8 in the morning. And this part I think I will actually go to the car for, because I got 2 of these bad boys and I don't want to sit in this room anymore, and I can't smoke in here. To be continued. Alright, so hopefully there's enough light. We'll see. Oops. Lighting the wrong thing. So yeah. So I wake up at 8 in the morning. If you can't see, I'm sorry. You don't really need to hear or see. You just need to hear this part. So I wake up at 8 in the morning. And I get a phone call from homeboy. I mean, we were smoking each other up. He had dabs, I had tree. It was like, how high? It was like, got weed, got blunt, only it was like, got dab, got tree. And we had a good time. He calls me, he goes, hey, what's up, bro? Like, you know, I'm not like, why you calling me this early, but, you know, why you calling me this early, right? He's like, look outside your window. I go, what? He's like, look outside your window, bro. I look outside, and I see a couple cops walk by towards the other room. The room that those girls were at. It's like 8 in the morning or something. They're banging on the door. But the not funny, it's actually kind of sad. But they're banging on the wrong door. They're banging on the door next door where the little boy with the autism is in that room, unfortunately. So when they get the right room, they're knocking. They finally answer, I guess. I don't know. I walk outside, I see them. I look to my right, I see them. I look to my left. This is like one of those hotels where it's like outdoor rooms. I look down and it's like a long corridor. It's basically open area, long, straight, all the way to the front desk. I see, sitting under a umbrella and a plastic table, fat boy in the red shirt, going, just sitting there. He's just sitting there, like Mr., you know, El Capo, you know, he's sitting there like the king, you know, he's sitting there like, and he sees me, he looks at me, he goes, at the top of his lungs, he yells, I'm gonna tell him you assaulted me. I laugh. I walk by him, I tell him, yo, because like that's where the coffee is, it's in the front office, so I have to walk by him to get to the coffee. So I walk by him and I calmly go, yo, bro, they got cameras here, man. They got fucking cameras here. Tell them whatever you want. They can check the CC tape. I didn't do shit. I never touched you once. Unless you could consider me scaring you, yelling at you. If you consider yelling at you assault. Which it isn't. I mean, not in the way I did it. If anything, it's defense at that point when, you know, some guys threatening you with a gun and all this stuff and all that. And anyway, I didn't have to worry about it. I just look, dude, they can check the fucking cameras if they want. So anyway, even the cops are like, this guy, because I talked to the cops, I'm like, yo, this guy's back again. I kind of like said, hey, this is a little bit what happened. They talked to a few people that were around. We all were like, yeah, this is what happened. We were honest. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is this guy. He's crazy. He's back. He, you know, all this stuff. Cops talked to the girls. Went over all the contract stuff. Yada, yada, yada. They go back to him. They're like, look, dude, our hands are tied, you know. They got a signed contract and shit. You know. So cops are like, look, you know, They gave him, the girls said, look, we'll give you the contract, we'll give you the pink slip, we'll give you the car, give us our money back. They said all that. This guy was like, so he was just trying, he was like trying to get the car back, and the cops are like, look, I mean, here, and basically the cops told him the exact same thing we all told him, right? So what does a little spoiled baby do when he's told now that he doesn't get his way? He throws a tantrum. Same way he attacked us and got mad at us for not taking his side because they are, as he calls them, prostitutes, and he was trying to scam them basically, which is what we at this point, even the cops, because the cops came back later just on something else. I saw one of the guys who was cool, and I said, hey, blah blah blah. Even he, because me and him we were talking. I'm like, dude, it sounds like, and he's like, it sounds like it to me too. This guy seemed like he was trying to scam them, honestly. So, and they were just too, smart for him. I think he tried to take advantage of the dumb ones, and these girls were just good on them. They were just too smart for him, Fuck that guy. Seriously. They can, try to rip off people and, do that shit. I don't know. Anyway, so, he gets mad. He starts yelling at the cops, and I'm laughing because I'm sitting here, we're all outside having our coffee, eating our breakfast, because nice complimentary breakfast here. They've got make your own waffles, and they've got hard-boiled eggs, which, if anybody knows, a hard-boiled egg a day keeps the doctor away, along with that apple. So, but if you're vegan, I mean, I totally get it. Don't worry, I'm not judging. I don't judge you. You don't judge me. So, he starts yelling at the cops. He's like, yo. He starts clapping at them. He starts sarcastically being like, well, thank you for, doing or not doing your fucking job and all this shit. And, try to thank, you got to listen to them. Then he starts saying, again, no fucking no, you're going to take their stuff out. And they're like, look, sir, we have no, you said you sold the car. It's not like they stole the pink slip and forged he said, luckily he was honest about that. He's like, yeah, he said he sold it. I don't know, seller beware, scammer beware. But anyway, cop said, look, we can't do anything, we can't take the car. So then he starts then he's like, well, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to take the car. And they're like, sir, you can't. They have the pink slip. They have a contract. You can't go into the car, right? So he's like, well, what if I just, is my name, or what if I start bashing or whatever? And now he's testing the cops. Now he's testing the cops and stuff. The same way he was testing us the other day. He's testing the cops now. And if there's one thing you don't do, kids, let me tell you a little secret real quick. Let Zin let you in on a little secret, okay? In a fight against you and the police, you'll never win. Doesn't even matter. Even if you're in the right, doesn't matter. Don't fight them. Just be cooperative. Don't fight them. Don't argue with them. Argue on your day in court. Don't argue with the cop at the time. It's only gonna make a situation worse. Only. Doesn't matter if you're, it's like when, just don't argue with them, okay? So, he argues with them, and he's getting heavy with them. They call backup at this point. They got the sheriff at this point. Now, I don't know if you know, but if you know, when they start calling in the sheriffs and stuff, because they're getting ready to, they need a person who is, let's say, duly authorized to take a life, It's getting to the point where it's like, look, if we have to shoot this guy, we want a sheriff to do it. That's what, when they call in the sheriff, it's big boy time. Look, she tells him, look, I'll tase you and stuff. She says to him, if you break into the call, I'll tase you, all this stuff. He's like, all right. Then he leaves, he leaves, right? He leaves, they leave. We talk a little, they leave. The one cop, the lady cop, she was real cute. Side note, because I actually did talk to her a little bit, and the dude who's married and his wife were laughing because they were like, yeah, she's really cute. And I was talking to her, She walks by. I go, hey, you know, you kind of look like that one, and she does. I go, you kind of look like that one chick from Shark Tank. You guys know Shark Tank, the show. You go, you kind of look like the one chick from Shark Tank. I didn't say chick. I think I said lady because she was a cop and on duty. I go, you kind of look like that one lady from Shark Tank. And she kind of looks at me and like, I had talked to her before, and I was smoking, and not a J, although it wouldn't have mattered. But I was smoking a cigarette. And she was like, oh, sir, that smell bothers me. I was like, no problem. You know, let me get out of here. I understand. And, you know, she kind of smiled at me, you know. So she smiled at me before. So when she walked by again, I was like, let me just see if she's still in a talkative mood. So I go, yeah, you look like the one lady from Shark Tank. She go, look at it. She's holding the scissors, too, because they found the scissors from last night. And, yeah. So she's like, I'm like, yeah, lady from Shark Tank. She's like, which one? The old one? Like, she was like, and she had the scissor, right? I'm like, and she's like, which one, the old one? And like, but like, in a playful way. And I'm like, hey, no, the younger one, the blonde, cuter one who like got the QVC stuff going on. I couldn't remember her name. at all. But, that one, you know, the cute one, she always wears like a nice blue dress or whatever. And she got like the blonde hair and, you know, she's the most chill, I think, one out of all of them. Cuban's pretty chill too, but, you know, she's the most chill out of all of them. And like, if she ever, you know, wanted to take me out for coffee sometime, I would be happy to, you know, I would be happy. You know, she doesn't need it, but I'll even treat the first time. After that, you know, she's a millionaire. She can buy me a coffee, you know, or we'll go to Trader Joe's. Free coffee day. Anyway, think like a millionaire. Why pay for what's free? So, back on track. Mine like a bag in a wind, this one. So, the cop, I go, yeah, you don't know, the pretty one. She's like, oh, haha, you know, we talk, whatever. She's not like, you know, she's on duty, so we joke, talk. So, anyway, she leaves. It wasn't anything big. It wasn't a thing. But homeboy, guess what? After the cops leave, 20 minutes later, maybe 10 probably, guess who's back? Right after the cops leave. Homeboy. And that's when he proceeds to come back and stand on the hood of the car, jumping on it, punching the window like he's going to try to break it. And that's when I got that video clip. So, that video clip that you saw was after all of that shit. So, as he's on the hood of the car he's jumping, and that sunroof, he's a big boy, you know, so that sunroof, it starts to, like, shake a little bit. Like, it looks like it's about to give out, you know? So, like, so yeah, that sunroof is moving, and I'm worried because I'm like, if that sunroof comes down, because she gets in the car at this point, like, she's gonna drive away, I get worried because I'm like, if that, he's a fat boy, he's, you know, stocky, like, if he goes through that, sunroof goes through, imagine, and one of those shards comes down, and, like, it cuts her neck, and if it hits, like, a vein or an artery in the neck, like, he could be looking at a whole new set of charges, you know what I mean? We know, and if those police come back, we were talking to each other, like, if he comes back, and those police said if they come back for him, like, if he comes back and they see him there, they were gonna, like, so, yeah, he's on the roof of the car doing all this shit. I get the video clip real quick of him up there just in case, because I'm like, okay, at this point, I need, you know, I hadn't taken any video at this point because I was so involved in it, but I'm like, at this point, I gotta get a quick video clip, you know, like, just now that he's on the car, just to say, like, look, he came back and did this. Like, are you guys gonna arrest this guy? Because, I mean, I couldn't believe they didn't arrest him. And I'll be honest with you, I was talking to one of the chicks here. And, you know, the chicks here, I'm not gonna, you know, they're, you know, I don't want to bring race and stuff into anything. I told him, I was like, honestly, because the dude was like, he looked like, kind of like white, maybe Spanish, like more whitish Spanish, you know, but like, looked like a white guy, basically. And I told him, I was like, you know, if that was a black dude, I was like, And the way that he was like talking to them, and the way he was like doing shit and like testing them and like hitting the car, and just like the way he was being, I was like, if that was a black dude, they would have taken him in. He would have been arrested already. Like, I hate to say it, but if he was a black dude, they would have already arrested him at that point. And I don't give a shit if you don't like to hear that. That's the truth. It's the truth. The way he was acting and what he did, they didn't even check the cameras. I mean, he bashed the girl's laptop. He broke her laptop. We have witnesses. We all saw it. But anyway, homeboy comes back. Just something to be aware of. If you're not aware of that kind of stuff, think about it. Like, homeboy comes back, gets on the roof. She starts to back out. He's slipping because he's fat. He can't balance himself. He's slipping off the car. Me and the other dude, we actually kind of catch him and bring him down so he doesn't fall and crack his skull, because we're still being nice to him even at this point. And we held him down. She leaves. He leaves. They're here with another car because there's 3 of them. They have that car that they got, and they had another car that I guess had already belonged to them. He comes back, and I guess he comes back this time with a tow truck. Homeboy comes back again after he leaves from staying on the car with a tow truck. And now he's on the tow truck, and he's on the tow truck, or he's with the tow truck trying to get this one car, right? This one car that's completely theirs. It's not even the car that they were fighting about. It's a completely different car, but he comes back with the tow truck to try to tow it. What do you think happens? Tow truck guy he's like, well, why do I need a tow, blah, blah. Tow truck guy gets a pretty quick gist of what's going on. I'm inside, I'm taking a shower or something, and I come out, and they tell me that what first part of what's going on with the tow truck, because I missed that. And then, because this is again, later, this guy keeps coming back. He keeps popping up. So, try to get that, that car wasn't here at that point. So, he tried to take the other car. Tow truck guy's like, look, I can't take that car. I think he got a ride home with the tow truck guy. Not sure about that. But they leave with thank God they leave. The girl, they take the car. I told him, look, I don't know if you got another night here or not, but if I were you, I would go. I wouldn't stay here another night, even if I paid for it. You know what I mean? And they were already yeah, we're going in somewhere else. All right, that's good. Let's see you later. Bye. Have a nice life. All that. Glad you're alive and all that. But, man, that was my first day back here in LA. Then, my second day back here, I go to the gas station right by here. There's another thing. There's this gas station. The cops were there arresting some lady out there. Guess she had started a fight with the lady that worked at the gas station, and then before that, in that same night, the night where he came with the mask, but at a different time, somebody else across the street was getting arrested for something. I don't know what he did, but I didn't know what was going on there. But hey, welcome back to LA.